Because of the nature of these islands, they're very vulnerable to beach erosion. And you can see it. You see the ocean is eating away every day. The challenges they face here are specifically related to climate change. These islands are very small. Agriculture is very limited. So when they have a field, it's precious. I met this lady, Muna, who together with her husband had this little lot of land and they were growing chili. She was trying to get an education as a teacher, so they needed that extra money to get by. And she'd done an amazing job and it was flourishing. And a week before the harvest, the whole island was flooded and she lost everything. It's just devastating. If you look at the last few years, globally, the extreme storms, it's happening more and more frequently. The storms are more ferocious, and the consequences are so much more dramatic in terms of lives lost, in terms of damages, and in terms of the cost of rebuilding. We have to change fundamentally the way we go about with these things. These reefs are so fragile. They are directly affected by the temperature of the oceans. The bleaching was staggering. There were still a lot of fish there, but it was as if someone had just thrown paint all over it. One thing we know for a fact is that higher temperatures cause the bleaching. We have to change our ways, but it's a great opportunity because the consequence of making these changes are we get cleaner water, we get clean air, we get, overall better quality of life, and we get to stay residents on this beautiful planet.
This is our time to envision a world no longer dependent on fossil fuels.
The Thousand Cities Initiative is our global solution to turn the Paris Agreement into reality.
Imagine a world where all our power came from renewable energy.
Tous ensemble, nous pourrons transformer l'accord de Paris en action.
The idea is if 1,000 cities transition off of fossil fuels and go 100% renewable by 2040, then we can create a sustainable world for us all.
Let's work together to move out of the era of fossil fuels.
Together we can make Paris real.
Let's turn the Paris Agreement into reality.
To move into a new era of renewable energy and create a sustainable planet for our children and future generations.
We don't need to imagine it, we can do it.
We need to get rid of fossil fuels everywhere.
The majestic mountains that I hike in, the deep, clear rivers that I swim in, without that I am nothing. Without that we are nothing.
Mother Earth needs so much love and attention and care every single day.
And we want to make sure that this Earth is taken care of for years to come.
I hope I have a beautiful world when I grow up.
This blue planet is the only home we have.
Climate change is a global crisis, and it's easy to be scared and feel overwhelmed and not know what your role is in this movement. But the truth is, there is so much you can do, and we have to do everything we can.
We all have to be part of this global conversation.
Get your local officials and governments to sign on to make the Paris Agreement real. Get your city to become one of the 1,000 cities.
Boston is helping to prove that it can be done. We're protecting our neighbors from the impacts of climate change. We're committed to becoming carbon neutral. And we're pushing leaders to rise to the challenge both locally and nationally.
Join me in our fight to transition out of fossil fuels and into renewable energy.
One city, one community at a time.
Pathway to Paris. Let's make Paris real.
Pathway to Paris.
Let's make Paris real.
Make Paris real. Make it real.
Please join and sign the 1,000 Cities campaign.
Together, let's make Paris real.
Don't forget it! Use your voice!
Hello, wow. Carnegie Hall, welcome. Great to see you. Great to see you. Thank you for coming. I'm Patty Smith, and this is Michael Stipe.
No, Mila, I don't think we can fool them.
No. I'm Mila, this is Joe. We're from the United Nations Development Program. And thank you. Thank you. We're here tonight for the same reason that you are, in the fight to protect our planet. And we're thinking of the people around the world who are already struggling because of the damage. They're struggling to grow crops when the rains don't come. They're struggling to protect the forests and the rivers and the seas that they depend on for life. For those people and for all of us, that's why we're here tonight.
So at the United Nations Development Program, we work in 170 countries, and we see the effects of climate change around the world. I just recently returned from the Caribbean, where I was helping our program sorting out how we respond to the hurricanes. And just take one example, Dominica. We've just completed the assessment. The damage in Dominica is 200% of the GDP. Nobody can actually afford to foot that bill. We know climate change does not cause hurricanes, but we also know that climate change makes them worse. And these have been part of the worst storms the world has ever seen, at least since we have taken records. So yes, Mila, it's a global phenomenon and it's everywhere.
But we see reasons for hope too, don't we, Joe? In the 170 countries around the world where the United Nations Development Program works, we also see some fighting back. We see windmills and solar panels popping up almost faster than you can count. We see countries replanting trees, millions of trees that will absorb carbon, and they'll restore the cycle of life of nature. We see all of those reasons for hope. And we see people standing up, people like us, people like you, standing up to demand change. And Joe, what happens?
Well,
All right, what happens? What do governments do when people demand change?
Well, they react. Some, more slowly than others, but they react. And we see a lot of good movement actually around the world. As you know, we signed the Paris Agreement, or adopted the Paris Agreement 2 years ago. Yes. And tomorrow, COP23 will start on the Fiji presidency in Bonn, in Germany. Some of us are going to be there. And so there's a lot happening. Countries commit to do the transition away from fossil fuels and go 100% renewable. Cities that say we're going to ban fossil fuel powered cars, etc., etc. And there's a lot of good momentum happening, but it's not enough. We also know that. We know that currently, with the commitments we have, we are only at 3 degrees Celsius projected. So we have to do more. And that is what tonight is about, Mila.
Exactly. So we're celebrating the good work that's been done, but what we're really doing is gearing up for the fight ahead. And that's a fight that's going to take us all. We have to keep building the movement. We have to do it person by person. We have to do it city by city. We have to do it in 1,000 cities. That's why we're here tonight. And that's why we have an amazing lineup of performers, of artists, of activists who have come together tonight to join us in riling you up to take action. So I'm going to start us off by introducing the organizers, the masterminds, the driving forces behind tonight's event, Jessie Paris-Smith and Rebecca Foon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Petro de Paris 2017 at Carnegie Hall. Thank you all for being here. As citizens of planet Earth, we are born to explore nature, experience adventure, develop an appreciation for wilderness. It is our heritage, natural places that open our hearts and make our souls feel as if they were singing. But as we grow, we become aware of the ways that we harm our planet. We see with our own eyes human-made changes to our environment, the deforestation, the loss of wild habitat, the mutilation of our beautiful world. We all know this devastation is wrong. You do not need to be a scientist, a politician, or even an activist to declare a state of emergency. As citizens of this earth, we are in a position of power, and our collective voice needs to be heard. Pathway to Paris was founded in 2014 out of this sense of urgent responsibility. We wanted to raise awareness around the importance of establishing a global climate agreement. Our mission has evolved to help to turn the Paris Agreement into reality and assist citizens of the world to embrace the importance of their role in this movement. Everyone you will see on stage tonight has donated their time and energy and is here because they care deeply about creating a sustainable, livable world for us all, for our children and future generations. Climate change is our unifying global concern. It breaks down and redefines the geographical borders and walls we have created. It unifies us all and urges us to realize our collective voice. Music is our universal language. The power of music brings us together, showing how truly interconnected we all are. The earth is our home, and our home is in danger. The signs are loud and clear. There is no longer time for borders and walls. Our hope is that by the end of this night, you will all be climate leaders. Now is the time to turn words into action. We are going to save our world by working together. Let's make this fight the most ambitious collaboration of our century.
The climate change crisis calls for global unification, courage, and compassion for all life. This crisis demands that we make peace and sustainability our guiding principles for the collective future of our humanity and our planet. This is our chance to unite to transition our world out of the era of fossil fuels and into a renewable and sustainable future while evolving more equitable and just societies in the process, rooted in compassion and love for our world. This transition truly acknowledges how interconnected we all are, as this is our one and only planet, and we need to do everything we can to create a livable, sustainable world for our children and future generations. We believe the solution lies within transforming our cities and our communities. This evening, Pathway to Paris is launching the 1,000 Cities Initiative, an initiative to unite the world to move above and beyond the targets outlined in the Paris Agreement. So tonight, we are inviting 1,000 cities around the world to become 100% renewable and transition off of fossil fuels by 2040 in order to make Paris real. And as part of the initiative, Pathway to Paris will help support cities in developing ambitious climate action plans, along with moving these plans into implementation. Our time is now. As part of 1,000 Cities, we've also launched a campaign with Care2 that anyone can sign on to urge city leaders to reject fossil fuels and commit to becoming 100% renewable. And you can find it at care2.com/1,000 cities. So please sign the petition. We must all add our voices to this urgent call for a just and livable world. All the proceeds from tonight go to supporting climate change initiatives of 350.org, the United Nations Development Program, and Pathway to Paris. It is an enormous pleasure to be here with all of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Nature is what we see. The hill, the afternoon, the squirrel, eclipse, the bumblebee. Nay, nature is heaven. Nature is what we hear. The bobolink, the sea, thunder, the cricket. Nay, nature is harmony. Nature is what we know, yet have no art to say. So impotent is our wisdom to her simplicity. Emily Dickinson.
Thank you. I'd like to thank my mom. We both started crying. I don't know what to say. She's very wonderful and has been such a wonderful model to me to be active and take care of our planet and each other. And I can't talk anymore. Anyway, I'm very grateful for her, and I'd like to welcome to the stage Patty Smith.
Hello, everybody. I used to be tall.
Born a poor young country boy, Mother Nature's son. All day long he's singing songs for everyone. Find him in a field of grass, Mother Nature's son, swaying daisies, and he sings a lazy song. Do do do. Sit beside a mountain stream, watch her walk he cries. Born a poor young country boy, Mother Nature's son, all is changing as he prays for everyone. Do, do, do. Children are marching, beating their drums, and where shall they dream? Marching on splintered streets with hands outstretched, and we fill them with guns and sugar, mercury, asbestos, pesticides, and lead. Shining children as they turn, and where shall they turn as the forests burn? And who shall serve them crystal water? And who shall rebuild the shards of future when nature and innocence is lost? I think it's fine building jumbo planes and taking a ride on a cosmic train. Switch on summer with a slot machine. Get what you want when you want to. You can get anything. I know we come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Roll on roads over fresh green glass for your lorry loads, pumping petrol gas, and you build them long and you build them tough, but they just go on and on, and you can't get off. I know we come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Where do they play? Willies crack the sky, scrapers fill the air. Will he keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? Will they tell us when to laugh? Will they tell us when to cry? Will they tell us how to live Will they tell us when to die? Yeah. I know we come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? I know we come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play? Cat Stevens. Thank you. We send our prayers to the people of Texas. Yesterday I saw you standing there with your hand against the pane, looking out the window at the rain. And I wanted to tell you that your tears were not in vain. But I guess we both knew we'd never be the same. Never be the same. Why must we hide all these feelings inside? Lions and lambs shall abide. Maybe one day we'll be strong enough to build it back again, build the peaceable kingdom back again, build it back again. Why must we hide all these feelings inside? Lions and lambs shall abide. Maybe one day we'll be strong enough to build it back again, build the peaceable kingdom back again. Maybe one day we'll be strong enough, we can build it back again, build the peaceable kingdom, build was dreaming, in my dreaming, of an aspect bright and fair, and my sleeping, it was broken, but my dream, it lingered near. In the farmer, shining valleys, where the pure air rarefied, and my senses newly opened, and I awakened to the cry that the people have the power to redeem the work of fools upon the meek. The grace is showered, it's decreed, the people rule. Thank you. Thank you. I could say many things about our next guest, but in plain speech, just plain speaking, I think two things will say it all. He is an artist, and he is a good man. Michael Stipe.
Good evening. Carnegie Hall. Dang. I do think that people have the power is the theme of this evening. All of you are here. We don't need to tell you that, but we're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate the fact that each of us have a voice, and that together we can actually shift, turn, pivot, a very big word this year, pivot, what's happening, this really surreal, bizarre time that we're living through, to represent something that each of us, no matter what generation we belong to, we are all one, and what each of us imagine this world can and should be. And that's why we're here tonight. So let's enjoy it. Andy LeMaster. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, a magic day, he passed my way. And while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Nat King Cole. So I grew up, I'm a child really of the 70s, and I didn't really have music in my home except for radio. And so there were certain songs that really got my attention and actually at some point pushed me towards, oh, please welcome back to the stage, Jessie Paris-Smith. So one of those songs, all my teachers growing up were hippies who then got jobs, and I was their student the first year that they were actually like doing a 9-to-5 kind of thing. And so we got introduced to lots of amazing music. This was on the radio, the song that we're just gonna go into it. I'm gonna talk a little more about it. Because I didn't grow up listening to the Beatles, but I knew that they were a really important band. But I loved the song, and I thought, well, maybe this is a Beatles song, and I just happened to have heard it on the radio, and then, so I asked my friend, is this a Beatles song recently? And he said, no, it's not. Okay. It don't come easy, you know it don't come easy. It don't come easy, you know it don't come easy. You've got to pay your dues if you want to sing the blues, and you know it don't come easy. You don't have to shout or leap about, you can even play them easy. Forget about the past and all your sorrows. The future won't last, it will soon be over tomorrow. don't ask for much, I only want your trust, and you know it don't come easy. That's not the song that I really wanted to sing. But it reminds me of the one that I wanted to sing. So I asked my friend, well, maybe this is a George Harrison. Maybe it's a song by a Beatle after they were the Beatles. Maybe it's George Harrison, who I love. And he said, it's not George Harrison. I don't think it's George Harrison. It's not George Harrison. So I'm a smart guy. I pulled out my device and I did a search. And I found out that this song, the song that I really want to perform right now, was not written by any ex-member of the Beatles or member of the Beatles. It was written by a gentleman named Richard Starkey. For those of you who don't know, Richard Starkey is the real name of Ringo Starr. Let's go. Every time I see your face, I'm reminded of all the places we used to go. But all I've got is a photograph, and I realize you're not coming back anymore. I thought I'd make it the day you went away, but I can't make it till you come home again to stay. I can't get used to living here while my heart is broke. My tears I cried for you. I want you here to have and hold as the years go by and we grow old and gray. Now you're expecting me to live without you, but that's not something that I'm looking forward to. I can't get used to living here while my heart is broke. My tears I cried for you. That's why I never became a drummer. I want you here to have and hold as the years go by and we grow old and gray. 'Cause every time I see your face, it reminds me of all the places we used to go. But all I've got is a photograph, and I realize you're not coming back anymore. Yeah, every time I see your face, it reminds me of all the places we used to go. But all I've got is a photograph, and I realize you're not coming back anymore. Thank you. Okay, all right, we're really jumping off a cliff with this one. But we're doing it together, so here we are. All right. Sunday morning, praise the dawning. I've got a restless feeling by my side. Early dawning, Sunday morning. It's just the wasted years so close behind. Watch out, the world's behind you. There's always someone around you who will call. It's nothing at all. Sunday morning, and I'm falling. I've got a feeling I don't want to know. Early dawning, Sunday morning. It's all the streets you crossed not so long ago. Watch out, the world's behind you. There's always someone around you who will call. It's nothing at all. Watch out, the world's behind you. There's always someone around you who will call. It's nothing at all. Na 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 na. Sunday morning, Sunday morning, Sunday morning. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here tonight. It means the world. It is my supreme pleasure to bring out on the stage to introduce to you an environmental hero of mine, Bill McKibben.
Michael, thank you for that, and thank you for a lifetime of making the world a better place. This is the boring part of the evening, and it won't last too long, I promise you. But we do have a little work to do. First thing is to say enormous thanks to Jesse and to Becky. This is the 5th of these Pathway to Paris concerts. We started in a small basement club in Greenwich Village, and now we're in Carnegie Hall. This is a good thing. They've done... Second thing is, I can't see anybody out there, but I know that there's a few people here tonight that have been real heroes in this moment, and I just wanted to recognize a couple of them. It'd be better if they were up here talking, but they've been working so hard that we thought it was good they should have a night to relax. Elizabeth Jean-Pierre and Eddie Batista, who are real heroes of the climate justice movement here in the city and have been working around the clock for the last 50 days dealing with the situation in Puerto Rico. There's still 2/3 of that island without power. Let's keep them in our hearts, and let's keep doing things to change what's happening there. Lennox Lennox Yearwood and his colleagues from the Hip Hop Caucus are here someplace. They've been such great comrades for so many years, and I know that Reverend Yearwood's enjoying this tonight because no one has done more to unite activism and advocacy. And my wife Sue and I are very, very happy that our Vermont neighbor Jane Sanders made her way down here tonight as well. Now, I'm not going to talk much at all about climate change. Maybe I should. I mean, we live in a country where the president thinks that climate change was a hoax manufactured by the Chinese. But since the president himself appears to be a hoax manufactured by the Russians, I feel no great need. There is no great need for talk. We've just come through 2 months where we've seen 3 of the worst hurricanes and 1 of the worst forest fires that ever hit the United States. It's $500 or $600 billion worth of damage, and so many people whose lives have been turned upside down. There's really no need for more talk. What there is need for is action. And since there is not going to be any action coming out of Washington, D.C. anytime in the immediate future, we need that action close to home. We need it especially in places like New York City. Now, one of the things I learned from Elizabeth Jean-Pierre is that climate action needs to begin locally. One thing that the Sandy 5 coalition marched for when they marched last week in New York City was to demand that this city divest its pension funds from fossil fuel companies. It is not a new demand. People have been asking for it for 5 years. But the politicians of this city have been delaying for 5 years, and we cannot keep delaying. The mayor, and especially the city's comptroller, Scott Stringer, need to step up now and do the right thing. And so we need you right now to do the right thing. I know that there are lots of people who would say that simply by coming to a benefit concert, you have done your part, but I'm not one of those people. I've got 23,000 people in front of me. I want to organize just for a minute. You may have noticed that your program has a blank sheet of paper in it. You may have noticed that people were handing out pens when you came in. That pen is your weapon for the evening. What I hope you will do is write a letter. I know that it has been a very long time since many of you have written a physical letter. This may be the chance for all of you olds to take your revenge on the youngs that you've had to been asking about how to do Instagram and so on. You can show them how a letter works, okay? Address it across the top to the Honorable Scott Stringer, because, you know, innocent until proven guilty. And then, in just a few sentences, I hope you will make the case for why New York City should divest from fossil fuels, okay? It makes no moral sense for us to be invested in the companies that helped bring about tragedies like Hurricane Maria. It makes no financial sense. If the city had divested 5 years ago, it would be billions of dollars richer because that's been the weakest performing part of our economy. It makes no practical sense. New York City is spending billions and billions of dollars building seawalls. Why would we be investing in the companies that make that work necessary? Make one or another of those points, okay? And then sign your name. If you live in the 5 boroughs, write down your address. If you don't, maybe leave that part blank, okay? Dead air is the worst thing in the world, but I'm going to pause here for 60 seconds so we can hear the scratching of pens on paper as people do a little work, okay? Maybe a few lights if we had them, just to help people. All right. I know that's not enough time to write a real letter. I don't think people will mind if from time to time you keep doing a little bit of writing during the music. This is a real and important step you're taking. And when you leave tonight, if you can hand those letters to our volunteers from the amazing 350 NYC and 350 Brooklyn crews, who will be collecting them, we'll make sure we figure out a creative way to deliver them to Mr. Stringer so that he gets the message that the time for delay has come to an end and that the time for action is here now. I can't thank you enough, and I can't thank all the people who've come together tonight to make this such an evening. Enjoy the hell out of it. Thank you.
It is now an honor to introduce a dear old friend who continues to blow me away with her creativity and devotion to pushing boundaries and diving into the ocean of ideas and new possibilities. So please welcome Tanya Tagak with the beautiful cellist Jeffrey Ziegler.
Hi. I kind of like this joint. Hi, way up there. Hi. How wonderful to be here, and thank you so much for coming out to be part of this. We're so happy. It's a good cause. A tea.
Isn't that amazing? What the fuck, right? It is my supreme pleasure to bring out the next performer, someone I've known for decades now. We look great. I forgot to hold in my stomach earlier, but that's okay. This guy manages somehow to be incredibly grounded, incredibly intellectual, self-deprecating, super funny, wildly talented as a musician, as an actor, as an activist, and he's named after a bug or an insect. Please join me in bringing to the stage Flea.
our Mother Earth, who art underfoot, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name, O Mother. Thy seasons come, thy will be done within us and around us. Thank you for our daily bread. Thank you for our daily bread, our water, our air, and our lives, and so much beauty. Beauty! Beauty! Lead us not into selfish craving and destruction, the destructions that are the hungers of the glutted. Deliver us from wanton consumption of thy vast but finite bounty. Our mother, oh mother, for thine is the only sphere of life we know. Our mother, the only sphere of life we know. Our mother, underfoot. Hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy grass. Hallowed be thy air. Hallowed be thy water. Hallowed be thy mother.
Thank you so much, everybody. Peace and love to everybody. Shine a light wherever you go. I love you so much. I love this earth. I love us. I believe in us. I have hope. Thank you. Good night.
Hello. It's my very, very special pleasure now to introduce our next performer. He is one of my dearest friends, and we actually met right around here on this stage many, many years ago when I asked him to play a singing bowl for a performance. And I didn't know who he was. He was just on the stage at that time, and I asked him if he would help us out, and he played the singing bowl, and then he sang afterwards a cappella on this stage, and I stood over there with my mouth wide open. I was so amazed by his voice, and he's such an incredible person. He flew all the way here from Australia. He is a Tibetan singer, and he is an incredible, incredible activist, and one of the most beautiful people I've ever met. Oh, I'm gonna cry. So please welcome to the stage, Tenzin Chogyal.
Greetings to everyone, and good day, and Tashi Delek to everyone. We will, first song we will play is Elemental Prayer.
May the element of space not rise up as an enemy. May you see the realm of the Blue Buddha. May the element of water not rise up as an enemy. May you see the realm of the White Buddha. May the element of fire not rise up as an enemy. May you see the realm of the Red Buddha. May the element of air not rise up as an enemy. May you see the realm of the Green Buddha. May the rainbow of the elements not rise up as enemies. May you see the realm of all the Buddhas. May you know all the sounds as your own sound. May you know all the lights as your own light. May you know all the rays as your own ray. Thank you, Tenzin. We would now like to welcome to the stage our Tibetan Himalayan elders. Please join us.
Tibet's story has been to honor the elders of all the First Nation people. We have the Tibetan elders here. And climate change is a real thing. This is the only planet that we have. And for us, we call Tibet as the roof of the world. But at the same time, sometimes we are not really looking after our roof. So let's take a pledge and make sure that the roof is not leaking. Yes? So can we all stand and make a symbol of the mountain? And let's take the pledge to keep the roof safe. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I kind of wish that my parents were here, but that's okay.
Oh.
This song that we will do is called Heartstrings. And heartstrings is kind of like keeping the lineage together. So very glad that our elders can join with our song.
as long as sentient beings remain. May I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world.
Next speaker that I'm about to introduce, one of the most amazing human being that is produced by India, Mahatma Gandhi ji. If he came back, he would come back in a female form. Dr. Vandana Shiva, please.
So happy to be here with all of you, to be here from the same land as Tenzin, where His Holiness has made his home and gives us his blessings. But it is a painful time for anyone who cares to listen to the earth. She has cried non-stop this year. The Ganges Basin was flooded, 50 million of my people displaced, 500 dead. And in this country, she raged. Cyclone and hurricane after cyclone and hurricane, but the latest in Puerto Rico. And then the forest fires. If only we would listen. If only we would respond. There is a woman, Mother Earth. We are her children. And I find it extremely unfair and unjust that the men who control the oil empire and the gas empire constantly name their irresponsible externalities as Hurricane Maria, Hurricane Alia. They make them all women. They should start taking responsibility, not just for the damages they're causing to the earth and to all the people who are now getting affected. I remember when we were dealing with the climate negotiations at the Earth Summit, where the UN Framework Convention was shaped, people were talking about 100 years down the line, it'll be a life and death issue. It's a life and death issue today for millions. And not just through the climate extremes that are wiping out life, but the fact that this fossil fuel system has even shaped the way we grow our food. We are literally eating oil. 50% of all greenhouse gases are coming from an industrial agriculture which is based on fossil fuels. The chemical fertilizers blowing up natural gas at 550 degrees to fix atmospheric nitrogen, when the legumes and the beans and the pulses can do it so much better, non-violently, just in the soil. And they give us 200 kilograms per acre. All we have to do is give back to the earth, say a deep thank you, say we love you, and here is our little bit of return. Through the law of return, we can start healing the earth. Our work in Navdanya, which I started 30 years ago, just to save seeds from patenting and genetic engineering, from monopolies of the poison cartel. Today, those seeds are our best resilience and security in times of climate change. When cyclones come, we distribute salt-tolerant seeds. During droughts, we distribute drought-tolerant seeds. And during floods, flood-resistant seeds. They are not being invented, they're just being stolen. 1,500 piracy patents on our climate-resilient crops. Every step in organic farming, a fossil fuel farming, a poison-free farming, because every poison of agriculture, whether it be the fertilizers or the pesticides or the herbicides, are all derived from fossil fuels. If we want a fossil fuel world, we've got to go for an organic world. And in our 20 years, we have found the carbon organic matter content growing by 100%, nitrogen, without applying fertilizers, going up 100%, whereas where fertilizers are applied, it's going down. And zinc, which is leading to deficiency, leading to depression, magnesium deficiency, leading to attention deficit. All of these micronutrients are created by the amazing life in the soil food web. It is time to remember that the earth is alive, because one of the worst assumptions that came out of the fossil fuel age was the earth is dead. Mere raw material to be extracted, burnt, blown up. She's alive, and she's inviting us to love her again, to give to her again. Just through organic farming, we could meet the 10 gigatons gap, that is the emissions gap, which the Paris commitments have. 2.2 tons per hectare is what we are building up. If the world went organic, we can reverse climate change. If the 1,000 cities that are going to be the climate resilient cities simultaneously also said, and we'll eat local organic food, we'll have gardens everywhere, we solve not just the problem of the health of the planet, we solve the problem of the disease epidemic we are facing by eating oil and eating poisons. Stephen Hawking, brilliant scientist, recently said, in 100 years, humanity will be extinct on this planet. And therefore, we have to escape to other planets. First of all, there is no escape. It's the only living planet. It's our only home. And instead of finding out how to grow food on Mars and keep looking for Martians, let's just take care of this beautiful Earth. Seed by seed, farm by farm, plate by plate, city by city, community by community, we can shape a future. Extinction is not inevitable. Staying home is our duty. Let's love our Mother Earth. Thank you.
How astonishing and how beautiful we are. I'm thrilled to, I was talking to Bill McKibben backstage, and he reminded me of his favorite, one of his favorite songs, which is a perfect way to introduce the next person who's coming out. A friend of mine from Berlin, who is first and foremost an artist, but also an advocate, an activist, a teacher. His studio is like Willy Wonka. It's like the most incredible, like futuristic, beautiful place. He's got a brain that just goes like this, and he's not afraid to share that with all of us. So, and he's going to walk everyone here through something quite beautiful that I've never seen, I've only heard about. So this is participatory, and I'm going to set it off by singing a song. Thank you, Bill McKibben. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I said, it's all right. Olafur Eliasson.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Mike. Good evening. So, as it's been said earlier, the power is in the room, quite literally. I'm going to make a work of art with you. You're going to be the artist. You're going to be the stage for a second now. I'm going to guide you through a small artwork. We're going to have a camera here in the room, on the stage. We're going to be filming you. Okay? We're going to make a little film, 30 seconds, going to go online. We're going to send it to the politicians working on the Paris treatment. We're going to show them that we are here to push them, right? So underneath your seat, there is a little power plant. So why don't you get down there and get your little power plant out. So how is that going? I did that with kids just 2 weeks ago. They had it out in a second. Don't throw the box away, because afterwards I'm going to have you put it in the box again, because you're just borrowing it for a second. We're going to send it to Puerto Rico when we are done with it tonight, right? I'll get back to that. So check it out. So on one side, there's a black little square. That's a solar panel. So it's not just a power plant, it's a solar power plant. It's called the little sun. On the front, you might have to look a little. There's a little thing to turn it on. And I can tell you, I harvested, oh my God, you're amazing. Anyway, I harvested the sun, right, in Berlin. So this is actually a sunshine from Berlin to this room to New York. But anyway, we're going to have to make a work of art. We're going to use this little sun, which is, as you can see, is about energy access. The SDG number 7, right? Clean energy access for all. So we're going to use this now, and I'm going to have to explain to you one explanation, one trial, and then we do it, right? So we're not going to spend all night doing this. Here goes the explanation. We're going to create a blackout, a power cut, you know, and then the stage will go off and we're going to be completely in the black. So I need somebody right there in the middle of the room to be the first little ray of sun. Do I see? Oh, I see that woman there? Yes, yes, you there, right? Do you see there? So she is going to be the one who's first, right? Okay, so hold on to that. And after that, you just gradually come on, all of you, and then when I say everybody, then everybody goes on. Then what we're going to do is that you're going to hold it over here, and don't worry about the person next to you. Hold it down here. And then we're going to do 4 things. First thing is the sunrise. You don't have to do it now. First thing is the sunrise. I will talk you through it. The next thing is the shake. We call it the power shake. Small shake, and then a big shake, right? Big shake. And then we go to the prairie grass. And that's going to be very nice because it's going to be kind of a collectivity. It's only a few seconds every time. And then we're going to end it with, I'm here, right? I'm here, seriously, right? So these are the 4 things. You got that? Sunrise, power shake, prairie grass. That's it, okay? So the first thing is the trial. How's the camera looking? Camera's okay? Let's take the stage slide out. So sort of a power cut. Oh, so just take a deep breath, okay? Just focus now. Little bit of concentration. Okay, I have the light, so I'm not gonna be in it. My voice is out and we're gonna take some great music and put it in there. Okay, this is the trial. Okay, so I guess I better walk in front of the camera. No, I shouldn't. I'm gonna be over here, but you have to look at me then, right? Is the camera happy? Okay, so we're just gonna start. Roll the camera. Just start with the black. Hold on, hold on. Now the woman. Yes, hold on. A few more. Come. And now everybody. Ooh. And then you go down next to the person. This side, this side, this side, this side. Yes. Ooh. Not bad. Ooh. I'm in the shot. Okay. Then we do slow sunrise. Slow, slow, slow. No, not so fast, not so fast. Up, up. Yes. Lunchtime, lunchtime. And small shake. Yes, small shake. Big shake. Yeah, well, turn it around so it blinks. It has to blink from me. Yeah, like this, yes. Okay, and then slowly there's a wind on the prairie, and we go, here. Oh, here, this side, here. Yes, okay. Then up again. Other side. Okay, that has to, this is the collectivity part. Okay? Have to look at me, then fast. And then up to lunchtime. Just hang on. And then you go fast. Here we are. Oh, fantastic. So you got it, right? So now we have to do it. How does the camera look? Are you happy? Don't get the mic in the shot. Okay, are you ready again? It's going to be so nice. As I said, my voice is not going to be in there. We're going to put some music, and then we're going to write, Pathway to Paris, great event, and you're going to be the artist, and you're going to take your Facebook account, take it over and spread it, right? See the point? So it's your artwork. Okay, I'll stay over here. Okay, first we do the power cut. Is camera rolling? Okay, here we go. So concentrate now, right? Take a deep breath. The amazing woman in the middle. Okay, a few more. Yes. And now everybody. Hold on, hold on. And you go to this side over there. Stay down a little bit. And then a beautiful sunrise. Morning, brunch. Okay, lunchtime. And it starts to vibrate. Solar energy is the future. And it gets a little wilder. And you swing it back. Oh, this is great. And now we are in the prairie and we swing this way first. And be a little sensitive now, right? Yes. And then a gush, come. And another gush. And then we go up again. Hold it there, hold it there. And who are we? We are woo. Hold it. And an applause. Way! Well, thank you so much. You can turn on the light again. It's great. You are so amazing. See now, if you don't put it in the box, it is not going to go to Puerto Rico. It's a union, customs, tax, it's a whole thing. Not only do you have to put it in the box, when you go out, there's the ushers, there's the boxes, you have to put it in the box, right? It's very important. The ones who does not put it in the box are not going to get it, so it's not going to go. So the Maria Fund and a few patrons has sponsored the lamps for us to send there 3,000 lamps, except the ones who decides to take them. So all you have to do is take them from here to the box, and then we take care of the rest. If you think you can do that, thank you everybody. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
It's not often that I get to present so many people who I admire so much. This is awesome. Olafur Eliasson, that was great, you guys. The next performer is someone who I've followed for a very long time and haven't seen in a while, so I'm thrilled that she's here tonight. We come from the same state, the state of Georgia, and she falls into the category of, in my opinion, the greatest voice that ever walked the earth. Please welcome to the stage Sean Marshall, Cat Power.
Hello. Thank you for coming. When you see a face in the crowd with a look of obsession, there's no other way to say. There's plenty of defense and discretion, living with what's left. All the gifts outside, it's like nothing really matters. It's like nothing really matters. It's like nothing really matters. It's like nothing really matters to them. Safe on the inside. How can other people's ways be an estimate of your way of life? Can't the words and birds and trees and earth be the same thing and be just as right? It's hard. It's so hard with their alert tests. Alert tests. Alert tests. If I could turn it around, if you could see it a different way, if I could turn it on its knee and bend it down, it wouldn't really matter. 'Cause we're all the outside. It's like nothing really matters. It's just like nothing really matters. It's like nothing really matters to them. Safe on the inside with all alert tests. Norma Jean loves James Dean, Natalie Ward. If she only could, Christopher's walking. People like Malcolm get shot for talking. TV on, got my TV on. No one at home, no mother and daddy, just my TV screen. Everything I need to know. His name was Perry. He had a learning difficulty. His father was a very mean man. His father burned his skin. His father sent him to his death. Her name was Naomi. Beautiful round face, so shine. She told me how to please a man. After school in the back of the bus, she was doing it every day. She was 11. Her name was Cheryl, black like electric space. She would pretty bang my face. She was a very good friend. Her father would come to her in the night. She was 12 years old. We were all 12, you know. His name was Donovan. He was a very good friend. All the cards were stacked against him. He was selling cocaine the last time I saw him. He was 13 years old. He was old. His name was Charles. He said he was in love with me. We were both 14, and I had to run away. Then he began to smoke crack, and he had to sell ass. I don't know where he is. I don't know where they are. Is a dream that I see, pray it can be. Across the land, shake this land. Wish all a good man. A dream that I see, don't kill it, it's free. You're just human, you will get what you can. We all do what we can. So we can do just one more thing. Listen to me, don't walk that street. There's always anything left. So we may not have nothing left to lose. We could all be free, living now with words, living now with luck, but with your mind. I've got to choose a wish or command. If the turn of the tide keeps weathering everybody, remember one thing, a dream you can see, pray it to be, and shake this land. We all do what we can, so we can do just one more thing. We won't have a thing, so we got nothing left to lose. We could all be free, living now with words, living not with luck, but with your mind. And with your mind,
All right, 3 things. One, make sure you finish those letters and leave them on the way out. You're sending light to Puerto Rico, but you need to send a little bit of fire to City Hall. One thing I've learned is that even the very best politicians need some nudging from time to time, need us to open up some space for them to do what they may want to do. Second thing, as you do this, you are a part of a big movement around the world. I was just checking messages backstage from our colleagues in Europe who had a big day. The biggest climate march in the history of Germany today. Tens of thousands of people in the streets of Bonn. Thousands and thousands of people occupying a coal mine in the Rhineland today and shutting it down. The citizens of Bavaria voting 60-40 to shut down the last coal plant in Munich today. Third and last thing, I always hate it when people say, our next guest needs no introduction, and then they provide a long introduction following that. Wherever people have fought for a long generation for human dignity and for human freedom, she has brought to that battle a clear eye and a clear mind and a clear heart and a beautiful, beautiful, clear voice. Ladies and gentlemen, Joan Baez.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I can eat this in my ears. There we go. Thank you. Sing you a song that is so to the point and apropos for this evening. It is as dark as you can get. It is as beautiful as it is dark. It's written by Anthony and the Johnsons. It's called Another World. I need another place. Will there be peace? I need another world. This one's nearly gone. Still have too many dreams. Never seen the light. I need another world, place where I can go. Another world, another world. I'm gonna miss the sea, gonna miss the snow. I'm gonna miss the bees. I'll miss the things that grow. I'm gonna miss the trees. Gonna miss the sun. I'll miss the animals. I'll miss you, everyone. Another world, another world. I need another place. Will there be peace? I need another world. This one's nearly gone. I'm gonna miss the birds, singing all their songs. I'm gonna miss the wind. It's been kissing me so long. Another world, another world, another world. Thank you. I wish it weren't quite that dark, but it sure is spot on. And we get to do our work in spite of that, folks. So, it's a little song that I just learned from the internet. I'm not that old. I have a 14-year-old granddaughter. She helped me figure it out. A young man came to a house of prayer. They did not ask what brought him there. He was not friend, he was not kin, but they opened the door and let him in. And for an hour the stranger stayed. He sat with them and he seemed to pray. But then that young man drew a gun and killed 9 people, old and young. In Charleston, in the month of June, the mourners gathered in the room. The president came to speak some words, and the cameras rolled, and the nation heard. But no one could say what must be said for all the living and the dead. So on that day and in that place, the president sang Amazing Grace. The president sang Amazing Grace. We argued where to lay the blame, on one man's hate or a nation's shame, and how the wounds might be made whole. No one could say what must be said for all the living and the dead. So on that day and in that place, the president sang Amazing Grace. My president sang Amazing Grace. Thank you. It's written by a young woman named Zoe Mulford. I wish I'd written it, but I didn't. Okay, next one. Just sing with me if you want to on the chorus or the rest of it, if you like. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, and above us only sky. Imagine all the people, imagine all the people living life in peace, living life in peace. Oh, you may say we are dreamers, we're not the only ones, but we're not the only ones. Hope someday they'll join us. I hope someday they'll join us. The world will be one, and the world will be one. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion to imagine. Imagine all the people living for today, living for today. Oh, you may say we are dreamers, we're not the only ones, but we're not the only ones. Hope someday they'll join us. I hope someday they'll join us. The world will be one, and the world will be one. Imagine no possessions. Ha. I wonder if I can. No need for greed or hunger. A family of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world, sharing all the world. Oh, you may say we are dreamers, but we're not the only one. I hope someday they'll join us, and the world will be one, and the world will be one. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to carry me home. Well, if you get there before I do, coming to carry me home, tell all of my friends I'm a-coming there too. I'm a-coming to carry you home. And I looked over yonder, and what did I see? Coming to carry me home. Saw a band of angels coming for me. They were coming to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to carry me home. Saw a band of angels coming for me. They were coming, oh, to carry me, you, us, even Donald on home. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I've been asked to reintroduce somebody, and it gives me a great pleasure because this woman is somebody I don't know that well and haven't known that long, but I feel very close to, I love, and when she walks into the room, I feel a blast of caring and of joy and of lightness. Are we on the money there? Is she there? Are we ready to rock? Huh? They're all waving their arms. Patti Smith.
No, it's not my time yet.
They said I was going to...
No, you just jumped the gun. But that's all right. We get to say we love you and to each other, and somebody else is coming.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
the stage Talib Kweli, Flea, and the Whiskey Boys.
Yeah, good luck.
Joan Baez, y'all. Wow. You ready, Flea? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just to get. Just to get. Just to get. Just to get. Just to get, just to get, just to get, just to get. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We sell crack to our own out the back of our home. Smell the musk of the dusk and the crack of the dawn. Go through episodes 2 like Attack of the Clone. Work till we break a back and you hear the crack of the bone to get by. Just to get by, just to get by, just to get. We commute to computer spirits to view while your eagles spread rumors. We survivalists turn to consumers. Just to get, just to get, just to get, just to get. Asking why some people gotta live in the trailer, cause like a cell I paint a picture with the pen like Norman. Me and Bella raised 3 daughters of herself with no help. Think about a struggle and I find the strength of myself. These words, right in my mouth, they hard like the jail cell in the south. Before my people go rebel me out. To get by, just to get, just to get, just to get. Carnegie Hall, if you know you fly. Wave your hands in the sky, let's go, let's go. This morning, feeling brand new and I'm feeling my, yeah, in my lows, in my soul, in my goals. It's just to stop smoking, stop drinking. I've been thinking, I got my reasons just to get, just to get, just to get, just to get. Ba 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 ba. Yeah. Yeah, 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 ba, 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 ba. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, we keep it gangsta, safe for shit, so for sheezy, you stay crunk. It's easy to pull a breezy, smoke trees, and we stay drunk. Yeah, we're activism, attacking the system, the blacks and the prison numbers, the business, they victim black in the village. All they got is rapping to listen to. Let them know we missing you. Love is unconditional, even when the condition is critical, or the living is visible. You're able, man, what would allow just to get by, just to get by, we get fly. The TV got us reaching for stars, not the ones between Venus and Mars, the ones that be reading from Mars. The people get first their hands and tap, penis and love. Saturday, Sunday, Sunday morning at the feet. They need something to rely on, all types of drugs. All you really need to get by, just to get by, just to get by, just to get by, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, sing it out if you know it. Joan Baez, y'all. This morning, I woke up feeling brand new. And I jumped up feeling my highs and my lows and my soul. And my goal is just to stop smoking and stop drinking. But I've been drinking. I got my reasons just to get, just to get, just to get. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. 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 Hey, yo, Flick. Check it out. As time goes by, an eye for an eye. That's the best way to keep everybody blind. When the truth is in the building, know these lies gon' die. Cause like my man Chaz Vam said, if I don't lie, put your hands up in the sky, waving from side to side. We 20 years plus, still killing the ride. Marco Polo off the Richter, man, it's 9.5. Make the earthquake, we shaking it up like 4 lines. When I talk about vibe, what I mean is organic, like planting seeds for the trees we need to breathe on the planet. We really take the planet for granted, bulldozer granted and standing rock. We plunder, then we wonder why the planet hot. Made in this image, are we worshiping a man or not? I'm comfortable feeling every time I hear Planet Rock. disappointed in the leadership. Hand of God, evidence is more than the images the camera shot. Follow blind faith and make it seem unclean. But faith is only evidence of things unseen. Misinformation make it harder for us to follow discussion. So educated guesses beat wild assumptions. Information leads to knowledge, knowledge leads to wisdom, wisdom leads to understanding. Once you have all that, you start demanding justice. Justice is what love looks like in public. I ain't just waiting for it there. This morning, I woke up feeling brand new. I jumped up, feeling my high, yeah, my Lord, yeah, in my soul, yeah. It's just to stop smoking, stop drinking. I've been thinking, never reason just to get one more time, raise your hands in the sky, say. Some people drop just to get by for a piece of the pie. Love to eat and get high. We just see what we when people decide, people disguise, can't see that you see the evil inside. Best people you find, serving people in mind and stay. Some people just to get for a piece of the pie. Love to eat and get high. We just even when we're keeping it when people decide, people disguise, can't see that you see the evil inside. Best people you find, serving people in mind. Hey, yeah. Some people, yeah, ba. Whiskey Boys, Talib Kweli.
Okay, let's try again. I'm going to try again. I was being such a good soldier, you know. Anyway, okay, please. The one and only, lovely, soul-splitting Patti Smith.
So I have to have a proud mother moment, and there's an old 60s song that I'm sure you know, and in it says, "Teach your parents well," and so she has, and I'm so proud of her and Rebecca. They performed a civic action in a little bar a couple of years ago, and look how it's grown. And I'm just so proud and grateful. Thank you. And I want to introduce Tony Shanahan, who's been with me all evening. And just on a small personal note, today is Sam Shepard's birthday, so please give him a good thought. I dreamed I saw the knights in armor coming, saying something about a queen. There were peasants singing and drummers drumming, and the archer split a tree. There was a fanfare blowing to the sun that was floating in the breeze. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 1970s. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 1970s. Well, I dreamed I saw the silver spaceship flying in the yellow haze of the sun. There were children crying and colors flying all around the chosen ones. All in a dream, all in a dream. The loading had begun. Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home in the sun. Flying Mother Nature's silver seed to a new home. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 21st century. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 21st century. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 21st century. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 21st century. Look at Mother Nature on the run in the 21st century. Look at Mother Nature Mother Nature on the run on the 21st century. Pathway to Paris.
Thank you, everyone. One of the most beautiful things about organizing our events is bringing together such inspiring, beautiful people that are so deeply committed to help shifting our world, creating a world we are excited to live in, a sustainable, livable world for us and our children and future generations.
So we'd like to thank these beautiful people on stage. That also deeply care about all our beautiful planet. And of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors as well. Ben & Jerry's, 7th Generation, Happy Family, Modo Yoga NYC, Trillium Asset Management, and our media sponsors, Nylon Attention and Fuel, and of course, our partners, 350.org, the United Nations Development Program, Sustainability Solutions Group, and Little Sun Foundation.
And we'd also really so much like to thank all of you for being here, and everyone for watching, everyone who's listening at home. Thank you all very, very, very much. Thank you, and thank you, Becky.
Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you, Carnegie Hall, for hosting us.
The Battle of the Roadies.
I'm ready.
Because of the nature of these islands, they're very vulnerable to beach erosion. And you can see it. You see the ocean is eating away every day. The challenges they face here are specifically related to climate change. These islands are very small. Agriculture is very limited. So when they have a field, it's precious. I met this lady, Muna, who together with her husband had this little lot of land and they were growing chili. She was trying to get an education as a teacher, so they needed that extra money to get by. And she'd done an amazing job and it was flourishing. And a week before the harvest, the whole island was flooded and she lost everything. It's just devastating. If you look at the last few years, globally, the extreme storms, it's happening more and more frequently. The storms are more ferocious, and the consequences are so much more dramatic in terms of lives lost, in terms of damages, and in terms of the cost of rebuilding. We have to change fundamentally the way we go about with these things. These reefs are so fragile. They are directly affected by the temperature of the oceans. The bleaching was staggering. There were still a lot of fish there, but it was as if someone had just thrown paint all over it. One thing we know for a fact is that higher temperatures cause the bleaching. We have to change our ways, but it's a great opportunity because the consequence of making these changes are we get clean water, we get clean air, we get, overall better quality of life, and we get to stay residents on this beautiful planet.
This is our time to envision a world no longer dependent on fossil fuels.
The 1,000 Cities Initiative is our global solution to turn the Paris Agreement into reality.
Imagine a world where all our power came from renewable energy.
Tous ensemble, nous pouvons transformer l'accord de Paris en action.
The idea is if 1,000 cities transition off of fossil fuels and go 100% renewable by 2040, then we can create a sustainable world for us all.
Let's work together to move out of the era of fossil fuels.
Together we can make Paris real.
Let's turn the Paris Agreement into reality.
To move into a new era of renewable energy and create a sustainable planet for our children and future generations.
We don't need to imagine it, we can do it.
We need to get rid of fossil fuels everywhere.
The majestic mountains that I hike in, the deep, clear rivers that I swim in, without that I am nothing. Without that, we are nothing.
Mother Earth needs so much love and attention and care every single day.
And we want to make sure that this Earth is taken care of for years to come.
I hope I have a beautiful world when I grow up.
This blue planet is the only home we have.
Climate change is a global crisis, and it's easy to be scared and feel overwhelmed and not know what your role is in this movement. But the truth is, there is so much you can do, and we have to do everything we can.
We all have to be part of this global conversation.
Get your local officials and governments to sign on to make the Paris Agreement real. Get your city to become one of the 1,000 cities.
Boston is helping to prove that it can be done. We're protecting our neighbors from the impacts of climate change. We're committed to becoming carbon neutral. And we're pushing leaders to rise to the challenge both locally and nationally.
Join me in our fight to transition out of fossil fuels and into renewable energy.
One city, one community at a time.
Pathway to Paris. Let's make Paris real.
Pathway to Paris.
Let's make Paris real.
Make Paris real. Make it real.
Please join and sign the 1,000 Cities campaign.
Together, let's make Paris real.